Many thanks for joining our news commentary. X-raying Right Honorable Emmanuel BASSEY'S representation in the last 6 years. It's written by Emmanuel Sampson. From his entrance into the hallowed chambers of the IBOM State House of Assembly on April 1st, 2015, considered the massive vote given to him by his constituents, the good people of any local government area. Right Honorable Emmanuel BASSEY, member representing in his state constituency and chief whip of the 7th Assembly, has undoubtedly defined the concept of true representation in the governance on all fronts, especially in the respect of lawmaking to that of humanitarian service, education, and infrastructure. Honorable Bassey has demonstrated as representative an act that is people-centric and driven by the love of his constituents as the grassroots. I make bold to say that Honorable Bassey strides at the IBOM State House of Assembly had a well-prepared agenda to ensure that there is an effective interplay of a law and regulation which protects the rights and freedom of his constituents. Interestingly, within 6 years of his stewardship at the Assembly as a lawmaker, Honorable Bassey has drawn rounds of applause for his representation, which has written his name on the sands of time. As a lawmaker, vested with the dynamics and rudiments of legislative business, here are some of his notable achievements. Legislation. Honorable Bassey has shown great skill and competence in representation. He has so far sponsored 4 bills, co-sponsored 53 bills, and raised 4 valid motions. Some of such bills are a bill for a law to establish a IBOM Youth Development Fund, a bill for a law to establish a IBOM State Economic Advisory Council, and for other matters connected therewith, a bill for a law to provide minimum safety measures for workers and employees in the construction industry in IBOM State, and for matters connected therewith. The first bill was passed into law by 6th Assembly and it awaits governor's assent. The second bill, when passing a law, will help the states to have a strong economic blueprint that will enhance our state economy stability, sustainability, and economic continuity for the overall benefits, accelerated our economic growth, maximize and manage our economic resources, as well as accelerate our manufacturing and industrial capacity. The third bill had scaled through first reading on the floor of the House and had since been referred to the House Committee on Rules, Ethics, and Privileges for further legislative work. The following motions are also to his credit: relocating of the head office of Department of Petroleum Resources and National Petroleum Investment Management Services to the IBOM State. Request for immediate takeover of Methodist School at the medium basic by IBOM State to cater for the increased number of students yearning for qualitative education in the area. And another motion which seeks to secure the future of young IBOM children. Honorable Bassey prayed that the State Assembly check and control street hawking by underage children in New York metropolis. Honorable Bassey, in one of his motions, has raised the need to establish an export tax office in IBOM State. In indigenous poised Honorable Bassey for his motion asking federal and state government to bring to an end during communal crisis between the Isaka village in Abia State and Kari people in the local government area of IBOM State, which is bastardized the economic fortune of the local government area. Beg your pardon. Human capacity development. Human capacity development is one of the key drivers of effective representation. Honorable Bassey sees these as non-negotiable indices to giving back to his constituents. Bassey has given out 10 minibuses to 10 cooperative societies across the wards to 8 transportation. He has given salon cars for divine mandates and Kaminia Bassey ward coordinators, 15 motorcycles to 10 PDP ward chairmen and village youth presidents, 50 farm tools and implements to any farmers. Records show that he has so far released 150,000 naira cash for each 20 youths, 200 cash each for 100 women, and 2 she-bought mobile shops for 2 operators. On skill acquisition, the speaker member has presented 22 machines for member leaders, 10 dryers for women, and 10 clippers for any youth. On several occasions, He has also donated good number of cars and buses to his constituents for private and commercial uses respectively. It is also on record that Honorable Bassey has donated parcels of land in New York to his constituents to help them own houses of their own. More so, he does not stop at just donating the lands. He also makes some financial commitment to help the beneficiary start something on the lands. On Mount Bassey's, a good number of Indian youths are benefiting from him, and as he ensures that he gives them stipends to help take care of their spendings. I beg your pardon. On education, apart from taking full responsibility for the tuition fees of the beneficiaries, Honorable Bassey for several years has bankrolled the studies of students from INI. Just recently, he has assisted 2 law students, Basiyama Obukbanta and Inuwemedate, get a placement in the Nigeria Law School, Kano campus. Honorable Bassey has paid the processing fees support for schools of nursing students, donated books to students and pupils, given out scholarships and many more, which has stood him out as a man who understands the value of education. As Chairman, House Committee on Social Science and Technology, Honorable Bassey has shown commitment to the provision of power to all nooks and crannies of his constituency, in which he led a delegation of State Ministry of Power and Prado Powers Abuja to visit his constituents on a mission to connect villages in the enclaves of national grid. On infrastructure, Right Honorable Bassey has an infrastructure ideology that has to do with investing with visible and workable projects. On these notes, Bassey has attracted the following: the facilitation of the construction of Ikot Nkon Aruchuku Road, immediate reconstruction and rehabilitation of Enin Collapse Road Passion, construction of perimeter fence at Methodist Primary School, Biabong, Iko Udofia. The 2-term member has felicitated the drill of a high solar power borehole which serves the 5 villages, Okpoto, Obotime, Edemurwa, Ekweme, and Okpakon, making up Iwe clan. Facilitated the award of contract to construction of the 17.4-kilometer Doro, Ikpe Mbiabete Corridor Road, which he is still making effort to ensure that constructors for the said road return to site to complete the road. These and many more are the signature projects of Tuekong Emmanuel Bassey. 6 years down the line and still counting, Right Honorable Bassey Emmanuel, member representing in his state constituency in the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, is already judged by many to be selfless and people-centric. Many have spoken of his stewardship as being a committed and reliable person who has sacrificed self-indulged, egocentric on the altar of simplicity and service to his constituents. Any people should see this gesture by Honorable Bassey as a huge sense of responsibility and the need to look at his antecedents for his higher callings. That was the entry as a commentary by Joshua Akpan. Do also subscribe to our YouTube channel at IBOM Voice TV. Thank you for joining us.